Hello everyone. In this session we'll create a simple calculator using PHP. So let us design the calculator something like this. We'll have three text fields. First one to enter first number, second text field to enter second number, and the third text field it will be of only read only type, wherein the result will be displayed after clicking these four buttons, namely plus, minus, multiplication and division. So let us first design this part. The editor which I'm going to use is VS Code. You can use any editor of your choice. So let me rearrange this first. Okay, something like this. And now my parent folder is PHP Tute. Let me add one file. Let's consider the name of that file is calculator.php. Alright, so we have the file over here, calculator.php. The very first thing is we should check whether our localhost is working. So let me go through that. Localhost, yeah, it's working, and my parent folder is PHP Tute, and the file which we just added was calendar.php. Oh, page not found. Let me check with the spelling. Oh, it's not calendar, it's calculator. My mistake. Calculator.php. Yeah, the page is getting open, nothing getting displayed because as such we haven't written any code inside this. So let's first create this layout. We require simple calculator. Okay, this we can use as h1 header. So let's first design the internal part. So let me go with this doc. I'll create one form for this. Form action, let it be empty. Method, let it be post, because whatever you're gonna to enter marks in this, okay, whatever the first number and second number, and the moment we click on this plus button, these values, those were entered in the text fields, these will pass as parameters. So the method which we'll use is post, and we'll keep action empty because this will pass a parameter to the same form. So we'll look into this, what I am saying over here. Okay, table, then let's consider how many rows we require. We require 3 rows, first number, second number, third number, and 3 columns, first column, second column and third column. And what we'll do, we'll merge the third column. So we'll look into here, 3 rows, tr, second row and third row. Now going to the first row, 2 columns. In first column you are writing first number, so let me write down like this, first number. Second column you're going to have one field, so input, let me consider number, and let me say this will be of required. We'll make it mandatory to enter the first number. We won't use any ID because as such we are not going to use some JavaScript, but as we are going to pass these parameters, whatever the numbers entered in this are the parameters, so we require the name of this field. So let's consider name of first field as first. Okay, and let's consider the second row. We'll come to second row. Related to that buttons, we'll look at afterwards. First let's design this. td second number. Alright, over here again input type is number, so let's consider number. We give the name as second. Again we say ID is not required, but we'll write this number is mandatory. And in the third row we'll go like this, td result, td, and here input again number. So let's consider we write here result only, name as result. We don't require the ID. Again here we'll say it's let it be read only type, because we should not be able to make any changes over there. So let me save this. and let me check with this file whether it's working. Yes, it's working pretty good. I'm able to this. Okay, so it's working. Now one more thing is required. We are asking for these numbers, not numbers, these operators, plus, minus, multiplication, division. What we'll do, we'll add it in the third column. So let me rearrange this page. Instead of having this page, let me try to get this page over here, so we can just refresh here only. Okay, so third column, what I will do, I will add the third column over here, and I make it row span as equal to 3, so it will get span across 3. This third column will be merged, and here input I will say submit. I will give value as plus, and name I will say simply as either the operator, let's consider I give it as button. Okay, why I'm saying this value as plus, because plus will be getting displayed on that button. So let me save this first, and let me save before I will proceed with this other. Look, here we are getting plus. Okay, so if we want on separate lines, we'll use one break statement, and let's consider, let me copy and paste, plus value plus, minus, multiplication and division. Okay, these are the only things those are required. Let me save it. It's saved, and let me refresh. Yeah, it's working, but it do not look good. So let us arrange the form first. Let's have some style over here. For form, let us consider width as 60%. That's more than sufficient. And if you want some color, background color, okay, let me go with here and let me write HTML color codes. Okay, fine, let me use this color only. HTML color code, let me say I give it here asterisk, and like this. Back to the page, refresh it. Yes. And secondly, let us arrange this at the center, so we can go as margin auto. Okay, so it got arranged at the center. Okay, it doesn't matter even if it's too it's big. Okay, and also let's consider related to this buttons. What we can do is we have given break after every lines, so let's consider we have 2 on each row. Let's refresh. Yes, it's proper. And one more thing we can have buttons all of same width and same height. So we can add one class over here, and then let's consider class as btn. So let me copy this. Where is style over here? Now let me say class, so btn. Okay, so what we'll write height or width, let's consider 30 pixel, and so as the height, height, height 30 pixel. Let me refresh. Yeah, again, if we want that these buttons to be circular, the way we have created over here with the page here we have created circular button, so in that case you can put border radius or radius border, I think it's border radius, yes, border radius you can have 50%. So if I keep it as this as 50%, and if I check upon, yes, you are getting oval shape. And if you want, again, if you want on hover, you want some other color to be displayed or something like that, that part you can do it. Okay, so let's consider this is the only part what we required, or this is the actual layout. Now we want the operations to be performed, something like this. Let's consider number entered over here is 5 and here is 10. The moment I click plus, what should happen? Output should be 15. But now let's check what's happening over here. If I click plus, what's happening? Nothing is getting happen. Everything is wind off because what's happening? The moment we click plus, whatever the plus, minus, multiplication, division, these buttons are of a submit type. That means whatever the data we are having in the components over here, those data will be passed as parameter to some other page, and that page will come in action. Okay, and action we have kept empty. That means this page is sending those parameters to none other than its own. Okay, so if I write 10 and then here I write 15, let's consider like this, then 10 and 15 are getting passed as parameters, and these are getting parameters to who, passed as parameters to whom? To the same page. So the moment we click plus, it's getting passed, but that to those values whatever we have entered over here, those are not getting preserved, so we should preserve those values. For that purpose we'll use the PHP script. Okay, let me use the PHP script at the start. PHP. So here what I will do, the method which we are using is post method. Okay, so let us catch those values. So let's consider first value is stored in variable x, so x $x equal to $_post, and what's the name of the component that is passing the value? The first, I think it's the first only, yeah. So this is a text box, name of the text box is first. So whatever the value is there, we are saving it in variable x. Similarly we use another variable y, and to this or in this we save the value of second text field, second. Okay, so values are getting stored, but after getting stored we should pass those values, or we should add those values to this. What I'm saying over here, I write 10 and then I write 15 over here, and if I click plus, so now those values are getting passed as parameters to itself, wherein x receives the values as 10 and y receives the value of 20, but these values are nowhere used. So what we'll do, we'll use these values, our parameters, in the value field of the respective text fields. So what are the text we are having first? So let's consider value of this. So that value is going to be stored in the form of a, or that value will assign through PHP as echo what's the value, x. Okay, similarly for second we'll write over here value equal to, in double quotes under the PHP tag, value, value echo, value stored in variable y. So let me save this. Okay, and now if I refresh this, let me say I write 25, 20 and 25, and if I think I should refresh the page. Yeah, it got refreshed. Now look, even if I press any of the key, the values are getting saved. Now let's consider I'm writing here 50. Chalo, theek. So values are getting saved. Saved X means values are not getting saved over here. These values are getting passed as parameter to its own. Now those values are stored in variables x and y, and these values are then returned to its own. Okay, now coming to the thing, actually what we require to do, we are requiring to create a simple calculator or nothing, but we want to show how the operations are getting worked out. So what happened is plus, minus, multiplication and division. Name of all these 4 buttons is button itself. I can change the name. Okay, but right now what I have done, I have just added the name as button. all are having the same names button. So what we'll do, but one thing over there, each button is having different value. First button having value plus, second having minus, third having multiplication, fourth having division. So what we will do, we will save this value in another variable. Let's consider that variable name is op, and that op is equal to, we'll get the value through button. Okay, because the moment you click on the plus minus multiplication, at that time all the parameters, values of all the parameters are passed, or values of all the components are passed as a parameter. So even value of these buttons are getting passed as a parameter. So whatever, if I click on plus, the value that will pass is plus. If I click on this second button, the value that will pass will be minus. So as if I click on this, value that will pass as multiplication, for the last as division. Now here what we will do, we will save this, but for computation purpose, what we will do, we will use one function, and better if we declare that function at the start of the PHP script. So function, let's consider name of the function is compute. To this I'm going to pass three parameters: first variable, second variable, and the operator, which I have taken the form of op. Okay, and here we'll do like this: if depending on the value of operator, if op equal to plus, then what to do, op plus, else if op equal to minus, else if op, that is operator what we are passing, is equal to multiplication, then do something, else if it's operator now, op equal to double equal to, what's that operator, multiplication. If this thing happens, then what's we have to do? Okay, so if operator is this one, then let's consider we use one temporary variable k, then k is equal to first variable plus your second variable is y. So let me copy this. If it is minus, then $k of y, k equal to x minus y. If it is multiplication, then we will say multiplication. And third, if it is division, then it has to be division. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll just return the value of k, but where to, from where to whom the value should be returned. So what we'll do over here, after fetching the value of the components, then we'll say I declare one variable answer equal to, then I will call upon this function compute. To this I will pass the parameters: first variable, second variable, and third variable. That third variable is nothing but your operand. Okay, and whatever the value we get over here in answer, we'll save this value, or we'll pass this value to my third component, which is the result. So here I will write value equal to, again it has to be the PHP script. Here I will simply say echo answer. So let me save. Oh, why it's an error? Okay, it's a variable name. So just let's have a glance over here. So what we are doing, we have created three text fields: first text field, second text field, wherein we are going to enter the numbers, and the third text field itself read only type. Here the value is going to be, or result is going to be displayed. Now we are having four buttons, all of type submit, because after clicking that, all the component values should be passed as a parameter, and the values for those operators or these buttons are nothing but the operators. So what are the operations we want to perform? It's operand as what are the value as plus, minus, multiplication and division. And here we are storing those values in variable x, y, the values of first text field and second text field. What are the operation we need to perform? Okay, that we are storing in this variable operator, and these three we are passing as parameters: first variable, value of first variable, value of second variable, and the operator, to a function called compute. Depending on the sign of the operator, we are performing the operation, and then value we are writing the value of what are the value to this answer, and this answer is getting stored or as a value, or is getting displayed as a value in your third text field. Alright, so let me save this and just let me refresh the page. Okay, it's coming, but might be multiplication was there. Okay, let's consider plus 20 plus 50, 70. Okay, it's working. Minus 30, 20 minus 50, multiplication 1000, and 20 divided by 50 is 0.4. So let's try to have something else. Let's consider 10 and second number as 3, because there's one thing I need to show over here. So if I give like this, okay, addition is perfect, multiplication is perfect. Okay, but if I do the division, I'm getting 3.3333. So this is a huge number. So what we can do, we can reduce it to 2 decimals, or restrict it to 2 decimals by saying something like this. Here only we can have it. Instead of declaring over here, we say we will declare the answer up to 2 digits. So we can write this as okay, anyways, okay, number underscore format, the variable name, and number of digits. It's number format, that is a function supported by PHP. So let's consider like this. It should come as 3.33. Yes. Multiplication, subtraction, okay, this is multiplication and division. So even if I say 10.5, because it's the validation, here the validation taking place, that it is of numeric type, so it won't take decimal, and because it's numeric, even if I try to enter alphabets and I try to perform some operation, it will give an error, because number required is of data type. What we have declared is of number, where it is here, type number. Okay, that's it. One last 150, and let's consider second number as 50. So addition 200, subtraction 100, working, multiplication, okay, so that's a big number, and division, it's working as 3. Alright, so that's it. 15, 5 plus minus multiplication, division is working. Alright, I hope you have liked the video. In the case of any queries, you can put it in the comment. Kindly like and subscribe. Thank you.